Good evening and welcome to an FA Cup weekend. Tottenham Hotspur TSFC till I die fan zone. After a pretty good week for Spurs, when you have to think about it, we beat Fulham and we followed up with a routine win over Preston North End yesterday in the fourth round of the FA Cup. So it's always nice to have a programme on when we've won a match, not lost. So my co-host tonight is Mia. Dermot's having a night off. So how are you, Mia?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you.
Good. Did you? What did you think of the performance last night overall?
I think overall it was like a got the job done kind of performance. The first half, they put all the men behind the ball, made it really difficult for us, but they didn't really. They had a couple of little chances, but nothing major, as did we. And then that second half, as soon as we come out, we looked like we were ready to go, all guns blazing. And then when we scored that goal and then the second goal, they dropped their heads and they had to come out more. They couldn't just sit behind the ball. So it made it a bit easier for us.
Yeah, I think Conte obviously had a word with a few players at half time. I noticed that passing was considerably quicker and more to the point in the second half. A bit slow and contrived in the first half, as has been the way in a lot of matches recently. But the second half was good, and but you think about it though, there's no such thing as an easy FA Cup. I think if you ask Sheffield United how they got on this afternoon, they got away from Wrexham with the skin of their teeth with a 3-3 draw against a non-league team. So the FA Cup is a great leveler. There's always going to be upsets, and I must say I was delighted this afternoon to see Brighton do another number on Liverpool, beat them twice for the second time in 2 weeks, and that makes our running all that little bit easier when you get a team like Liverpool going. So who do you fancy in the fifth round, Mia?
Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't. It's a funny one because we come up against these like smaller teams and they could potentially be a banana skin. So then you're thinking, do I want one of the other Prem teams just to get them out of the way, because that's one less of them in the final if we beat them. So yes, I don't know. I'm in two minds about it, if I'm honest, what I would want.
Yeah. Because Brighton one fan earlier today said they want to get Manchester City at home. I don't know whether they quite go that far, but you never know. You never know. And we are ball number 1, and that's got to be an omen. We're normally number 32 or something like that. So ball number 1, that would be an omen, because I think everything's pointing our way. This is our best chance to win the FA Cup in a long, long time. And let's hope that we do it. So
no, definitely. And also, I think the last time we played Preston and won, I think we went on to win the cup. So that could be another good omen.
They are. I know we haven't played them in a long time, but possibly did that all right. We'll just say hello to a few people in the chat. David Clark, regular visitor. Hi, David. At least they must be a bit happier in Leicester today. At least they got through to the fifth round as well. Hi from Leicester. Hope everybody's well. And the ladies won 5-0. Yeah, that was a good win in the FA Cup. So let's hope now that they carry on and could do a parallel run with the men's team. And number 1, who's number 13? Dude, don't tell me it's Man City or Man United. But anyway. And Carl Higgins is saying players of the quality we are not going to want to come to us, and even if they did, other teams would offer and better prospects. And not want to come to Spurs, I think he's talking about there, Carl. If they did, other teams would offer and better prospects. Well, Chelsea are after Hernandez from Benfica again after giving up on him, and they're going to have to pay 120 million for him. And that's crazy money. How do they get away with that spend without the financial fair play coming into sight? I do not know, but time will tell whether that works.
I don't know about what he just said, though, because I would say that Porro is a good signing, and I think he's quality, and he wanted to come to us. I think that if you're going to get a player who just is after money because he wants to go to a club that's going to play in the big bucks, then let them go, because at the end of the day, you don't want a player like that because they're only in it for the money. You want a player that comes to you because they want to and because they want to come and play for Tottenham, not because of the money. So let them. But I don't think that's true. I think that we have got quality, and we have in the past. Look at the past when we've got players. We've got some brilliant players that have gone on to be fantastic. So I just don't think that's true, personally.
Yeah, I know. When you think about last January, we got in Bentancur and Kulichevsky, and they were instrumental in getting us Champions League. But my worry about football today is you get a player, he gets an offer from Tottenham. First thing he does is he rings his agent. And he says, no, don't go to Tottenham. We'll get you to go somewhere else where you get more money. And money is the root of it all. All they want is the packet. They're not worried where they play. Very few of them are anyway. And that's why I think with Pedro Porro, we've got ourselves a real good player, a really good player. And the loanee we got, I can never remember this guy's name. the new boy. Yeah, Juma. Like, I mean, he showed. I loved last night. He scored a goal. Then after that, Kulusevski had the chance to put him through for another one. He didn't make the pass. And your man lost. He started roaring at Kulusevski. Now, there's a guy with 5 minutes on the pitch, and he's trying to, he's bullying his own teammates to give him the ball. I love that. So hopefully that will carry on. Dan the man.
Yeah.
Dan the man, yeah, that's him. Bristol City. Right. Bristol City. Well, yeah. As long as we get them at home, I want a home tie the next time, And Ellie says, hey, Philip and Mia, we were very good versus Preston, especially the passing. And now we have Porro. We can only improve. Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, I watched some of the highlights of Porro today now. He could have scored 2 goals yesterday in his cup final in Portugal.
I think we were very slow in that first half, but they did put all the men behind the ball, so we couldn't really do anything with that possession. It was a bit like nothing possession. But in that second half, it opened up a lot more for us. So we did play well in that second half, definitely.
I think somebody put up that the Preston North End tactics were the formation they played was 9-1.
Yeah, definitely.
Which isn't far from the truth, really, because I mean, they offered nothing in attack, really, and I don't know why we needed 3 centre backs to cope with nothing. But anyway, that's the way it goes. And Ellie says, "I'd love to get Wrexham or Sheffield United away, not at home." No, I don't agree with that, Ellie. I would not like to go to Wrexham. I really wouldn't, even though they're a non-league team. Remember, we only drew with them a few years ago in the cup when we beat them in the replay. And the Wrexham are really, although I don't think they'll get through the replay against Sheffield United. But I wouldn't fancy Sheffield United away either, because they're getting near the top of the championship. And they know they got out of jail this time. And I'd be a bit worried. I want a home tie, whatever who we get,
Yeah, same. So, definitely.
Anyway, let me see. Another thing that's cropped up today as well, maybe true, maybe rubbish, probably rubbish, is the Bayer Leverkusen centre-back, Hincapié, is open to a move to Tottenham in the January window. Now, I know we made an offer of about 25 million. They value him at 35 or so. But again, the guy is only 21. A great player for the future. So it'd be something else. If we could get Hincapié in, plus the 2 boys we've already got, I think that will be a good transfer window. But it's more than we could have really thought was coming a week ago or 10 days ago. We got our wing back, we got our attacking midfielder, and if we get a centre back, I think that would be a very good window and sets us up nicely for the second half of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. I think with the 2 that we've got, I would rate this window a 6, and with a centre back, I think that would jump up to an 8 out of 10 window for me. So I definitely think that Porro has pushed it up to a 6 for me at the moment. But if we got that centre back, it would definitely go up to an 8, because we definitely need one, 100%.
Yeah. And David Thom makes a very good point here. He says players also look at the club they may go to and see that they have a good chance of starting regularly rather than being down the pecking order. That I'll tell you, Brian Hill is a case in point there. Brian Hill, I read there this evening, is very unsettled at Spurs because he wants to move out. The club have given no indication they're going to let him go, and he's frustrated. And I don't blame the guy. The guy's got full of talent. He's not really getting a chance to express it. But and it looks to me as if Seville might come in with a loan to buy offer. So I'd be sad to see him go, but the way it is with the way the players are coming in now, has he been pushed further down the pecking order now with Danjuma coming in? What do you reckon that, Mia?
Yeah, no, he definitely has, and it would be a shame to see him go. However, it's really difficult, isn't it? If someone that we've got in, we obviously are going to probably play him over Hill. So, although I think that Conte thinks he's a nice kid, they probably think he tries hard. Maybe there's something in him he just thinks isn't suitable for Tottenham, and that's why we've got Danjuma, because obviously Danjuma can go on Sonny's side as well. So having someone who can play multiple areas opposed to just one also is something good, because we can use him in different places. So maybe that's why he favours him over Hill.
Yeah, possibly. And another thing, I love the chant they put up last night when he came on. He says, Brian Hill, he's got long hair, but we don't care. Brilliant.
Nearly as good as the Judas chants. The one, oh, that was brilliant. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was traveling when the match was on, so I was watching the watch along with Dave and Jack and then Sean, so I didn't really hear any of the chants. But you just bring, as you mentioned, Sol Campbell. We might as well go to the elephant in the room that is Sol Campbell. What do you reckon about his abject, I don't know, embarrassing seeking forgiveness from the Spurs fans for something which, quite frankly, was unforgivable?
Ridiculous. Who does he think he is? He's never apologised. He was someone who come through our youth. He promised that he would stay and that he loved the club, and he was our captain. And then he went to the scum, and he wants us to forgive him. Is he actually having a laugh? Honestly, I'm holding my tongue because I use all the swear words for him. I swear to God, he is.
So
just
I have a bleeper here. I have a bleeper. Here. I'll bleep you out.
Yeah. It'll be literally beep the whole time because he's just
one long bleep.
Yeah, he just hasn't even apologised. He celebrated when they won on our turf as well, kissing the badge and all that. Really? And you want us to forgive you? Oh.
No, there's not a hope.
Never.
Okay, if he did come out, put his hand on his heart and say, listen, I'm sorry to every Tottenham Hotspur fan for the hurt and I've caused you over the number of years. A few people might say, okay, fair enough, 20 years is a long time, we'll let him away with it. But I'll tell you one thing, 98% of us wouldn't. Really,
no way.
It was the greatest. It's called Judas, and I reckon it's one of the greatest betrayals since the actual Judas.
I think so.
That's how I'd raise it.
I think that out of all the football teams and the players that have gone to other teams, I think that the way he did it and coming from our academy and celebrating their win by kissing the badge on our turf makes it so much worse than anybody else that's gone to any other team.
Yeah, oh no, it was absolutely unforgivable. And it's as if he's been cursed since he finished playing. He's tried to manage a few clubs. He lasted about 5 minutes at each of them, so he obviously hasn't got it as a football manager. So now, I don't know what he's doing for a living. He's not been used much as a pundit, and I'm sure he probably rang the newspapers to give that interview. They wouldn't have rung him.
Yeah, probably. That's what he's doing. He's begging for interviews. He's begging for interviews in newspapers. That's what he's doing because he's got nothing else. The little sad sack. Oh,
he's trying to raise his profile, to get maybe some club foolish enough to take him on. But anyway, he managed Southend, I think, didn't he, for a while? I think they nearly ran him off the pier after about 5 minutes. Well, so anyway, I'm just saying, if there's anybody watching in that wants to come on and have a chat about anything Spurs, just follow the link that's in the top of the chat there, and we'll have you on, and we can give you 10 or 15 minutes to talk about anything you like, as long as it's Tottenham.
Do you know, even with my children, one of the two things I taught them is that we hate Arsenal and why we hate the Judas. If I ask my youngest now exactly why we hate the Judas, he can explain exactly what he done, because I make sure I carry it on as well through the generations of why we dislike him. I don't even say his name. I won't even say his name. I call him Judas.
He who shall not be named. It's a bit like Harry Potter, isn't it? I'll say in another 100 years, it'll still be the same. He'll be the one real turncoat that Spurs fans will have the knife into for the next century or so, And DJ Samuel says, I would never forgive him if you pay me 10,000 quid. Absolutely.
You could pay me 10 million. I won't forgive him. Absolutely.
And Ellie sums it up perfectly by saying Sol Campbell is a turncoat and we would never forgive him as he rubbed our noses in it. Yeah, I think coming back and winning the title at White Hart Lane and then kissing that abhorrence of a badge. I mean, that was, he might have got away with something if he hadn't done that. I'd say that's the bit that sticks in most people's minds. It's just not done. It's total lack of respect for the club that gave him his initial grounding in football. So, I think with Sol Campbell, to us, he's dead as far as Spurs fans go, and always will be.
Definitely.
So, and David Clark again says, Sol Campbell still doesn't get us. It wasn't about leaving to go to Arsenal. It's about lying to leave Spurs with no money, but him with a huge signing on fee. Yeah, so telling he was going to sign a contract and then going off down the road and signing it with them and getting a couple of million, I suppose, to sign on. Because he deliberately ran his contract down.
And he was the captain at the time as well of our club, saying that he wants to stay and then to do that and lying about it. Yeah, I could talk about it for ages because he makes me so angry. It makes me so cross the way he did it.
Yeah, I think the other, as David Clark points out there, the other comparison you could make, or there is no comparison, is when Pat Jennings back in 1977 went to Arsenal, but that was a mistake by Tottenham. Basically, Bill Nicholson, not Bill Nicholson, Keith Birkinshaw, sorry, or whoever was the manager at that particular time, thought that Pat Jennings was past his best and let him go. And he's played on for another 9 years. But it's good to see Pat. Pat is back at Tottenham as an ambassador now, and nobody can ever say a bad word about Pat Jennings because he was not to blame for what happened.
No, I actually met him. I met him when me and my brother went for one of the, we went in the box and sat for one of the games in the old White Hart Lane, and all the legends were there for you to go and talk to, and you could get us like their signature, and we got our program signed.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I mean, he's Pat Jennings is a legend now. He's from Newry in County Down here in Ireland, and our only regret is he wasn't born 20 miles further south, and he could have played for us in the Republic, But he had hands like shovels as well. I mean, I've never seen a goalkeeper with such big hands, and great, unbelievable. Probably, I still think the best goalkeeper that Spurs have ever had. So I think we've got our first guest about to come on, and it's the guy from way over there in Kuala Lumpur, in Malaysia.
Hello.
Elias, it must be about 4:00 in the morning with you, is it?
It's 4:30 here. Yeah.
Near
Oh
enough.
my goodness!
Oh my God, you're on the night shift, are you?
Yeah, I'm on the night shift.
Anyway, what did you think? What did you think after this performance? Sorry, I lost you there. What did you say?
I have to pull in that comment when I came on. Some people are gonna bash me for that.
Oh, which one was this? Oh, yeah. Well, I think we believe that we won't comment on that because I don't think you might get a few comments about that. I don't think Spurs fans are quite in the forgiving mood with Sol Campbell just yet.
Yeah.
So
not after
anyway. Yeah. What did you think of the performance yesterday?
I think it was pretty decent. Not a very good first half as usual, but I think second half there were a lot of positives to see. Sunny looked much better. There were good versatile play from midfield. I think Bentancur back in the midfield made our midfield look much more controlled, and definitely he makes a big difference in the midfield. I think is visible, and Ian Kulusevski back definitely is always a joy to see. So a lot of positives to see. Danjuma's debut goal, although I feel that he was a bit lucky with that particular goal because it was a miss hit that went in as a goal. But it's a debut goal anyway, so the credit is due where it's due.
Yeah. No, he was. I was just saying earlier there to me, the way he started giving out to Kulusevski for not passing to him after the goal strikes me as a guy that he's not shy coming forward. He's a bit of a leader, so I like to see that. We need leaders in that team. So yeah, like I mean, it's like Preston. I was actually very disappointed in Preston. It's the biggest game for years, and they had no ambition at all. They just sat back and let us come at them the whole time. They had no attacking ambition.
There was a plan there, like you can see. Definitely, they are not gonna attack a team like us because I think they knew that we lack in creativity. That is a problem with us. So I think they got the plan pretty much right until that first goal. But I think that's the most that they could do with the kind of players they had as well. So I think it was a pretty okay game from their end as well.
But they're playing for a replay. But they're playing for the. I think they share the money, don't they, in FA Cup games? They were a big payday in the replay, but it didn't work out for them. And now we're now looking at Liverpool making an exit today. Now we're looking like the path is opening up for us if we can just get a decent draw in the next round.
Yeah, I think if we get a good team next round, and I think even if you were to look at it, I think until quarters we can actually get a pretty decent draw given the teams that are remaining. We may not even bump into a big six if we are lucky enough. So there's definitely an opportunity. Did I tell you guys I just had a picture with FA Cup trophy like a few days ago? Because the trophy was doing a tour in Malaysia.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if
the FA Cup. The FA Cup is doing a tour.
Yep.
Oh, right.
They were doing a trophy tour in Asia, so they made an appearance in one of the shopping malls here as well. Let me see if I can pull up
You
later.
shouldn't have had your Spurs shirt on with a picture holding the cup. You'd be the first Spurs player to hold it in 32 years. The first associated with Spurs to hold it in 32 years.
Yeah, I think we can carry on. We can carry on, and let me find that picture. I can definitely put it up on my
Yeah.
OBS because I'm on OBS right now. But how
May have you any
how did you
questions
guys?
on the yesterday for Elias?
Not about yesterday, maybe about what are your thoughts about the obviously the players we've got in so far from the transfer window, and what players do you think we need to get in?
I think definitely the right wing back position seems to be getting solved with Porro coming in, because he's the kind of player who is definitely familiar with a 3-4-3 system. He has played there under previous managers, so it's definitely a positive. I would that. But I think still we need to address the centre back issues. Dyer is not good enough. Sorry, Dyer, I'm saying that. But so definitely we need to address that. But I know that we are giving Hincapi, but he's only coming in summer. But even with Hincapi, I think we need to at least something like that, because even with Dyer is not good enough for a centre back, even if it's a future investment. And I'll take one more midfielder, maybe a creative midfielder. So that would have been a better window. But I heard just now during while I was on another show that Ali Gold said that we are not doing any more business. That's pretty concerning to me, actually.
Okay.
I think that there might be a smoke screen because
Yeah.
the way Paratici likes to juggle about three balls in his hands at the one time. I think that might be. Liverpool said the same this afternoon. I don't think Liverpool fans want signings, but Klopp said they weren't making any. So again, I don't believe him. So you never know. You never know what might happen. What about players going out? Who's
Players going out. I would want to see who is that going out. I would want to see Sessegnon going out tour, but maybe not now. Uh, so you are talking about January or just overall, as in
No, I'm talking
summer?
about like the likes of Brian Hill, Lucas Moura, those two, plus the ones that we have out on loan at the moment. What's going to happen there? Are they just going to carry on loan, or are we going to make permanent deals for them?
I think I would definitely like to see what you call it, one of the right wing backs going out. I would like to see Emerson going out for sure. I wouldn't want to see him staying since we have Pedro Porro. I still very much prefer Matt Doherty over Emerson Royal. So I would love to see him go. Another player I would love to see him go is Sanchez. Definitely, I don't think he has a place in the team. So these two definitely needs to go. Another one maybe I think I'll consider is maybe uh Brian Hill. I would keep him still until summer, maybe, because we do lack a bit of problem. Like, let's say if Kulusevski is injured or one more player is injured, then he is somebody who adds in a little bit more versatility to the squad. So I think right now I could only see Sanchez and Emerson, and maybe some out of loans. I definitely don't see Thfc coming back given that Champions League clause. Regulon, I would love to see Regulon back, actually, to some extent.
Yeah.
But do you
And
not
Jed Spence, sorry, me, go on there. You carry on.
do you not think though with Emerson Royal, although I think he's not great, with Doherty, he was the more of the attacking out of the two. But now we have Porro. For me, I would actually say that Doherty is the one that needs to go, because with Emerson, you have got that defensive element with him, where Doherty is not very good defensively, and he's not great going forward either, particularly.
I agree with you, but I think the problem with the two is their consistency. So you will see certain times Emerson is equally as bad as Doherty as well in his going run in his defense. Whereas Emerson, sometimes you cannot rely on him too much for going forward. So it's the inconsistency. So I still feel Doherty is better than Royal. I know recently Royal has had good performances, but overall, I think Doherty is more reliable in a way. Plus, also because Doherty can play on either side, so it gives us that slight edge as well in case of injuries and issues like that.
Do you not think
Yeah,
Doherty was quite poor against Preston last night?
yeah.
You know,
Here's
oh,
the
there
FA Cup.
you have a picture with the cup. Very good.
Yes, they don't let you touch it if you're a Spurs fan. They say no, if you're a Spurs fan, you can't touch it.
You might jinx it, you know. But just come back to Royale there a second. I thought against Fulham, sorry, Royale was man of the match. And I
Yeah, he
agree with
was.
it. Yeah, I think he's a better keep than Doherty because we've now got with Porro, we've got an attacking wing back and a defensive one. So we've got both ends. Whereas Doherty, you've got nothing either. He didn't really fill either spot, you know.
No, I
But we'll
think
see what
he's
happens.
in terms of his creation, he's good. He's not a very good crosser, but he can create well for the winger. He can create, but he's not a very good crosser because that's something we saw in the previous season. He was creating some good opportunities for Kulusevski and even some passes going towards Kane. So he's a different sort of a wing back, but I feel that he also doesn't fit necessarily in the system. Sorry, Mia, you wanted to say
Do
something?
you do you watch the same match as me? Because I don't think he creates much at all. I don't think Doherty does not hardly anything on that side. We're so poor creatively. That's why we got Porro in because he just does not create. In my opinion, I just do not. Yesterday, he was next to useless. It's like having two less players on the pitch because we've got him and Sessegnon not creating a thing really.
I
When you
agree with
think
you,
about
but
who was the assists for the goals, it wasn't either of them, was it? They didn't create
no, it wasn't.
nothing.
It wasn't. No, when I say create, actually, I'm talking about not recent performances, but last season and some stuff that I've seen from Doherty in his prime. Definitely, he has been struggling since his injury. So it is an issue. So, but still, between the two, I still very much prefer Doherty.
Dermot's going to put up the team from last night now in a second. Just have a quick run down it and see what marks you would have given them out of 10. So, you ladies first.
I have to remember what I gave them in my video because I did mark them in my video. I think that I gave pretty much fair, I would say. I think I gave Forster something like a 6 or something because he didn't really do much, because he didn't have to do much. There wasn't really much for him to do. I don't think I gave Tanganga a very good rating. I think I gave him probably about a 5 because he was probably next to, like, he was all right, but not really great. I think Sanchez, I didn't give much more, probably about a 5.5. I can't remember now. God, my brain. Longley, I thought he did okay. I thought he did all right, actually. He wasn't too bad. So probably, I think, a 6. Doherty, I think I gave like a 5 or 4.5 because he was useless. Bentancur, I think I gave a 5.5 because he is coming back from injury, but he did look a bit leggy yesterday. He didn't look at his best, I've got to be honest. Basuma, I'm quite concerned because he's not the player we thought he was going to be. So I think I gave him like a 4.5 or 5. Sessegnon, I think I gave him a 4 because he's bloody useless. Kulu, I gave a 6 because I think he's getting back to being a lot better than what he was. Perisic, I think I gave him a 6 as well because I think he's looking good. Like, he assisted as well. And I think I gave Sonny a 7 or an 8 because I think he was the best player on the pitch.
Yep.
Right. LAEST.
I think pretty much Foster, I think a 6.5. I think there was one save I think he made really well. That was a good one. He was good in the air as well, so I'll give him a 6.5. Tanganga, I think he was okay, so I'll give him a 5 maybe. Sanchez, he looked a bit sloppy at certain balls, so I'll give him 5, although because he didn't make much of an error. Langley, he was pretty ambitious towards some of his passes, like he was helping the midfield and also the wing backs in some of the work from the long ball, so I'll give him a 6 maybe. Doherty, I'll give him a 4. Not a decent performance. Bentancur, I'll give him a 7. He was good. He was the shine. He was the one who was shining in our midfield. Bissouma, I think Bissouma also had a pretty better game than compared to some of them. Although he was not great, but he was helping us control the balls, like making good recoveries. So I'll give him a 6.5 maybe. Sessegnon, I'm not impressed at all. He was useless. He missed a lot of easy crosses. I'll give him a 3. Kulusevski, this is an unpopular one. I'll give him a 6. Although, yes, some people say that he made a good performance, but I think at times he lumps it a bit. He wasted some opportunities going for it rather than giving some easy passes. Like one of them was uh, towards Perisic. He missed that, and then the other one was the Juma pass as well. Perisic, I think a 7 as well. He was pretty all right. Son, I'll give him a 9. He had a brilliant game.
Right, very good. Now I'm going to be a bit radical here. I'm going to give the back, the goalkeeper, and the 3 centre backs all 6s, because basically they had nothing to do. They weren't under pressure. They really weren't stretched, and they did what they had to do. So I'll give them 6. Doherty 4, not great. Sessegnon a 2. He was absolutely pathetic. I mean, I saw one case, and I only watched the match in replay when I got home, but I saw one case where he had a chance to cross the ball. He hit it straight into the face of the Preston player. You know, and he just cannot get the ball past his man. Bentancur, not his greatest game. I thought he was a bit off the pace last night. As Mia said, he might have been, coming back from injury. He's not fully back to it yet. I give him a 5. Bissouma the same. Not a bit disappointed in him really so far. He might come good, but it's taken him time. Give him a 5. Kulusevski, he was okay. Give him a 6. Perisic, that the flick for Son's goal was sublime. That was brilliant. So I'll give him a 6. I give Son an 8. He was streets ahead of it. It was great to see him back. And I hope when he was substituted, he started crying on the bench. And I hope that was emotion, not pain, because someone did pass the comment he might have picked up an injury. So
I think after that he was smiling as well. He was smiling afterwards.
Yeah, he was smiling at the end, but it was just the way he started crying when he sat on the bench, as a player might do when they realise they might have done something damage to themselves, So, but yeah, that's the team, and then obviously the substitutes, we haven't got them up there, but Danjuma, I think we'll give him a 9. Give him a 9 for pure cheek and scoring a goal in his debut.
Yeah, I think Danjuma is pretty okay, but I won't be too excited about him yet.
We said the same thing about Kulusevski and Bentancur this time last year, and look what happened. So
Yeah, I think we got.
This is the bit of news that's come out. Tottenham submitted 22 million bids for Piero Hincapié. That ain't going to get it. But is that the sign that we mean business, or are we just playing silly beggars here?
I think it's a summer prospect.
We could do with him now. We could do with him now. Like, if we got him now on top of the other 2 players, I think that would be a good window. But
actually, we should have gone for Divrij, because he's only costing like 5 million, and then even Milan Skriniar, but Milan Skriniar doesn't want to come to us. Divrij should have been a decent signing.
No, I think that ship has sailed, And so, is there anything else we need to talk about, Elias, now before we let you get back to sleep or whatever you want to do at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to share about my channel. I've just recently started my channel. I think I shared some videos with Mia as well. So it's called Step Up Spurs. I've uploaded my first video, and thanks to Dermot yesterday. He helped me promote it as well. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I've reached 50 subscribers now, so I am aiming for 100. Then I'll start doing my live shows. So it's at Step Up Spurs, and yeah, you can find me there, and also on my socials as well.
Do you talk about Eric Dyer? Because if you do, then there's no way I'm tuning into that.
No, I don't. I once in a while post his pictures in some of my videos, but I don't talk about him there.
That boat has sailed, has it? Yes, yeah. Indeed. So, and do you when's your next broadcast, Elias? When are you going on again?
So I will be going on very likely next week. Before the City game, I'm actually getting one of my City friends to do a combined 11 show with me, and I don't think why I'm doing that, because I don't think any of our players are gonna get into that combined 11. But that's a video I'll upload by Thursday or Friday, and then in the middle of the week, I'm doing one FPL draft as well, fantasy football. So things like that, I'm combining that a bit. But live shows will be on after the City game. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Very good. Well, listen, the best of luck with that, and we'll tune in and have a look at it. And even though you might mention Eric Dyer another time, and hopefully when he scores a goal or 2. But listen, thanks for coming on, and shall we see you again? See you shortly.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Now, that's all the way from Kuala Lumpur at about 5 o'clock in the morning. That guy appears at all hours of the day and night. I don't know when he sleeps. But
Neither
anyway,
do I. Does he even sleep? Like, I just don't understand how he can still be awake.
I know. You wouldn't get me anything at 4 o'clock in the morning. You wouldn't like the look of it anyway, that's for sure. So anyway, now we've got there's a couple of other, I'm following what's going on here, and people are saying, are you getting excited about the Hincapi rumors? Now, I don't know whether there's more to this than meets the eye. Have we actually, are we serious, or are we just trying to make things look like we're looking to get a centre back in this January? And like, anybody's got any ideas on that, put them up on the chat there and we'll have a talk about it, because it seems to me he's the missing piece in the jigsaw. If we get the centre back and our wing back and our attacking midfielder, then that's what we needed, and we will have them all. But I'm not happy. There's 48 hours to go, or 49 hours to go, whatever it is. And if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen very quickly, I hope. But anyway, we shall see. We'll put up a few more comments there.
I just wanted to jump on because I can give you a bit more report on that Hinder Cup deal now. If you go on to the Spurs web, Tottenham Hotspur, this is what the article read. Tottenham Hotspur have submitted a verbal offer of €25 million, which is £21.9 million, for Bayern Munich's Hinderkapi, according to the German news.
Leverkusen.
Hinderkapi, according to the German news outlet Bild. Basically, they don't want to pay the 80 million, which Bayern Leverkusen want. So I would think, for what I'm reading and from what I'm reading on Twitter and on the sites that I'm following, I think that deal might come in the middle. Might be around €50 million.
Well, what I've just read about it, Dermot, is that it could be, if we get him now for 25 million, he has to be loaned back until summer. But if we want him now, we have to pay more, which is 80 million.
Well,
but
I can see the two of them comes 50, 60 million probably they might get down to. I think that might be what they're looking at.
It's a lot of money for a 21-year-old, isn't it, really?
He's an Ecuadorian, played in the World Cup for Ecuador. He's made 19 appearances. He made the switch to Leverkusen at the age of 19 from South America club Telelis in Ecuador. In Ecuador, the 2021 Copa America. He's under contract with the Bundesliga club until the summer of 2026. He is a centre back, but he can play on the left side of the fence as well, and also play as a left wing back.
Right. Well, I mean, we get him in the centre of the defence alongside Romero and, say, Longley or whatever. That sounds good to me now. But can you? I don't think Levy's going to pay 80 million when he can get him on take him back in the summer for 25.
No,
it doesn't sound like a Levy deal at all to me.
I don't. And look, for me, Philip, to be honest with you, I'm sorry to pop on, but I knew you didn't have a guest. I had that, so I knew. Look, for me, guys, look, I think it's been a good window so far. I think it's been a 7 out of 10 window. If we can get the centre back in, that makes it a 9 for me. Now, people may call me delusional or don't you're talking out your ass or whatever. I don't care. It's how I feel. It's what I think. Because with all the doom and gloom at the start of the window, we're getting nobody in. We're buying nobody. And then suddenly we get Danjuma in, who scored that goal yesterday, and we've got Pereira in now. We get a centre back in. I think top 4 is definitely on again.
And I'll tell you, well, I'm looking jumping down the road 6 months the next season. Look what we've got as wing backs: Pedro Porro on the right and Destiny Udogie on the left. That's frightening for any team playing up against us. It
is. Mia, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it would be. But the only thing I'm thinking is that I think that Conte is going to put all his eggs in this FA Cup basket. He's going to win it for us, and I think he will go. And we have to get a manager who plays the same system. Otherwise, Porro won't be able to necessarily play if you play the 4 at the back. That's the only thing.
I wouldn't agree with that. And the one reason I wouldn't agree, if Conte was so positive about winning the FA Cup, he wouldn't have made so many changes last night. He would have played the strongest team because we've no game for 8 days. I think he's the FA. He thinks the FA Cup is important, but not as important as giving players rest. And look, that's why some like Højbjerg, Lloris, Kane, Who else? Eric Dyer.
Kane wasn't
They
well.
all got
Was
rested last night, you know?
I think if Kane was well, I reckon he probably would have played Kane, but Kane was unwell, wasn't he? That's why he didn't play.
But he would have come on. If we'd have gone 1-0 down, you could have been sure Harry Kane would have come on, you know? But I don't think I'm going to put my neck on the block here and say that Conte is staying.
I do know
I
what.
would love him to stay, but I really would love him to stay. Honestly, that would make me so happy. If after this window he sorted out his contract and signed it, I'll be more than happy with that. But I think with what's going on with him, with the people passing away around him and his family being in Italy, I just wonder if his heart's not quite in it.
Well,
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think he will stay. I think
he's got a project here. He's got a project, and if he gets the players he wants, whether now or in the summer, or he's told he's getting them in the summer, why would he leave? I know the family thing is important and whatever, but he's been that way before. He's been obviously living away from his family a lot of the time when he's been in England. So I think now, I mean, who knows? I mean, we just don't know what's going on in the back of their minds. But it's a good point you make, though, about Ellie, or Mia. Porro would be wasted under another manager. Yeah. So I'm beginning to wonder, has Porro's agents or Porro's people been given assurances that, yes, Conte will be there next season? And that's one of the reasons he's coming to Tottenham.
Yeah, that's another way of looking at it. That is another way of looking at it. Like I say, I would love for him to stay personally. I really would. But it's just so up in the air at the moment that it could be, you know, quite tricky in the summer if we've got players that are his players that he wanted and then he doesn't stay. So, it'd be interesting to see where we go.
Well, I mean, it's nice to see another club under pressure as well. Klopp is under pressure at Liverpool now. The fans are getting very, very, very annoyed with him. And about Liverpool going out of the cup today to Brighton, although that was probably one of the more predictable results because Brighton buried him 2 weeks ago and did it again today with a fantastic winning goal, I have to say, by that young Japanese player. Absolutely brilliant. So so it's and Chelsea then, I mean, I saw the comment go through earlier there where somebody said that players will go to a club where they're going to be high up the pecking order and get games. Well, I saw someone did a picture of the Chelsea substitute bench there yesterday. It was about 2 miles long. There's that many players now that they can put out 3 teams every week, no problem.
Do you know what they're going to have to wear? Name badges because they ain't going to remember all their names by the end of it. They won't know bloody who's who.
Scenario to start the season, they brought in 22 players. They'll have to wear name badges in the dressing room, you know.
They're going to have to do like you do at school when you say, is so-and-so here? Yes, sir, I'm here. Put their hands up every day, do like a roll call.
Yeah. And I see Forest want to sign John Joe Shelby now, so that'll be another one added to the list, or Uncle Festa, as he's better known as. But anyway, so let's see. What is Hotspur saying there? Levy wants to prioritise the league.
Yeah, I'll bring it up for you there. There you go.
Levy wants to prioritise the league over the cups. We could have another Jose scenario on our hands. I don't think so. I hope not. Not.
Me, do you want to have you saying this first and then get Philip and I'll have my saying it then?
Yeah, what I would say is that I think that people who are so Levy out will always say that, but where's your proof of that? If you've got proof to show me that's absolutely 100% true, I'm fine. Okay, I wouldn't accept it. But we're not in Levy's head, so I just don't know how people know that for sure. Because at the end of the day, it's down to the manager as well, who he plays for the cup games. It's not down to Levy who plays in those cup games, is it? Let's be honest. Down to the manager, isn't it? Yeah. So how can you say that he prioritises?
Yeah, I'm going to pop off because you got your next guest in. I only popped in because there was nobody. So I'm going to pop back into the background and I'll get KVP. He's on there.
KPV is coming on, the legend.
This man makes me smile every time.
What's your views on what was said then, Philip? What in that comment?
Yeah, I'll come back to you in a second on that one after KPV, me, if you don't mind. You know, I just would let him. You're very dark there, KPV. Put the lights off.
Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, I got the lights on. Sounds like I'm in a cave or something.
Yeah, it looks like it, you know. Yeah.
Light a candle, KPV. Light a candle.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, light a candle.
Yeah. Well, what do you reckon on yesterday's performance then?
Brilliant win. Dan Juma coming on, scoring on his debut, and Kulu with the assist, and yeah, brilliant win. I'll take a 3-0 win. That's 2 clean sheets in a row, and 2 worldies from Son. He only scores bangers when Kane doesn't play. Son seems to score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True, that's true. Yeah, I mean, Sonny, I know we were also worried about Sonny in the last few matches. He doesn't mean, even against Fulham, he wasn't showing, his normal enthusiasm, and he just seemed to get very frustrated. So as you rightly say, when the main man was missing last night, he stepped up to the mantle and scored. I mean, 2 absolute crackers, especially the first one, and he was the best player on the pitch by a country mile last night. So let's hope now he does the same against his favourite team, Manchester City, next week.
Yeah, and let's hope Danjuma can score in his debut against City like Bergwijn did a couple of seasons ago. He started, and yeah, he was in the starting lineup and he scored. Like, let's hope Danjuma can do that. Like, Bergwijn done it from one Dutchman to another. So, yeah, like City, they just can't beat us at the new stadium because their record is poor.
Yeah, I know. I was just reading tonight. Do you remember back in 2019 when we played them in the quarter-final of the Champions League at the stadium, the first Champions League game at the stadium? And Sonny apparently scored the goal, as we all know he scored. But apparently he ran over and shouted at Pep Guardiola, "What's my name? What's my name?" Because apparently the previous days, or Pep had called Spurs the Harry Kane team. So Sonny does not like Pep. And let's hope he carries forward that animosity to next week and buries a couple against them, Because City are not playing great at the minute. They are beatable, definitely beatable.
Yeah, they're not doing great. Like, even though they just knocked out Arsenal Friday, like, I think the first half they were not that great. City, they were poor. Like, but yeah, let's hope Son can do it. And Kulu loves scoring against City as well. Kulusevski's done it 2 times at the Etihad, and he opened the scoring. So look out for Kulu, people, because Kulu does it, and Son, Danjuma. So yeah, 3 players who I think will score in that game. It's at home, so we don't want to lose at home because we've lost a couple of home games, and yeah, so we want to do a first home win of 2023 in the Premier League, and we haven't done that yet. So let's get the home win, and yeah, I want to win because I don't want those lot beating us again. Like, we're the bogey team, and Conte has Pep's number. So, but yeah, I'll be happy with the win, and then we've got, I believe it was Wolves, West Ham afterwards. So yeah, that's what I heard. So
yeah, we've got 2 recently winnable matches, So
yeah, like, who do you want in the FA Cup, people? Wrexham?
Mia, you go first on that one.
Well, I don't know if you heard me earlier, KPV. I said that really those ones can be a banana skin. So if we got another Prem team, then at least we'd knock them out, and that's one less Prem team we're going to have in the final. So I'm really torn about who I want, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
someone like Southampton at home wouldn't be a bad draw, or Leicester at home. The teams are struggling a bit.
Yeah, Southampton, I wouldn't mind, even though I went to the home game last season and we lost 3-2. Like, didn't we beat them in the FA Cup under Mourinho a couple of seasons ago, Southampton?
Did we now?
We won 3-2. Yeah, we won 3-2.
We did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, so Southampton at home.
We beat them 4-1 already this season, so we can beat them,
Yeah, we've beaten them at home already. So Kulu scored the 4th. So, and I know Kane loved scoring against Southampton as well, because someone said he was on loan there as a kid. I don't think that's true.
No,
I know
no,
Shearer was, but not Kane. Like, so yeah, Southampton I wouldn't mind, but I don't want Man City because they haven't won it since 2019. But so no, I don't want City because, like, if we do get them in the final, we'll need to win because when we played him in the Carabao Cup final, Laporte should have been sent off, and he
Yeah,
was lucky
that's right.
down the field. Lucky, but like apparently he's not happy at City. Like, would anyone take him? I'm not sure. Even though he was French, but he changed nations to Spain. Like, I don't think I want him. No, I don't think he's great, but he's won the title a couple of times. But no, I don't need Laporte. So, but yeah, great win yesterday, and now let's hope we can beat City at home, because this is the chance to get the first home win. And like, I will be doing my predictions in the week with Ben and Sim. And but yeah, I just want to beat City. Like, we stopped Liverpool winning the league last season. But
Yeah,
if we beat City, that's helping out Arsenal. Like, I don't want those lot winning it. That will just annoy us. So beat City, and then the next few games are going to be interesting. But Poro's coming. Woohoo!
yeah, yeah. Be ironic, wouldn't it, if Poro made Harry Kane's record-winning goal next week? You know,
Yeah.
that's going to be some celebration when that goes in.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I hear
You know,
you.
well,
But
I think
yeah.
Harry, he
And
was rested last
great
night.
win,
I
as
mean,
I
I think
said. But I'm just looking forward to the big game over the weekend. Home against City. The fans are going to be up for it. I know Conte will. The stadium will be rocking. And get behind the team, people. And as always, Levy out.
yeah. What about how would you rate the transfer window? If we get, okay, we've got the guy in from from Villarreal. We're getting Poro. If we got a centre back, how would you rate the transfer window? Now, out of 10.
I think so. Like centre backs. I don't know if there's any good ones we take. Like, I don't want the captain from United on loan, that is Maguire. I don't want him because Danny said he'd take him, but no, thank you. I don't want Eric Dyer. Like, the only one I want is Toby Alderweireld.
We're not going to get him though.
Yeah, him and Jan Vertonghen played today, and I believe it was a draw. So yeah,
Would you not take Harry
everyone.
Maguire? Would you not fancy Harry Maguire? I mean, okay, I know he hasn't had a great time at United recently, but he was very, very good for England during the World Cup, and he still can do a job for a team. Do you not think? Would you not take him as on a loan basis even?
I can't hear.
Yeah,
The
I might have lost
signal's
my
playing up, I think.
No, I can still hear you.
Yeah,
Can you hear
your
me?
sound went down there a couple of minutes ago. I couldn't hear you for a minute or two. Can you hear me now?
I think my signal's playing up a bit. I might have to refresh and try and come back in.
Right, just try it there and refresh. Yeah, I can hear you now. Right.
Okay. I still can't hear because every time I come on, the signal plays up badly.
Okay, we'll come out and refresh it.
Yeah.
Yeah, try there for a couple of minutes. Try and refresh it, and we'll come back in when we see you back up again. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. All right, I'll try and refresh and come back in. Try and refresh.
We put up a few of the comments there, Dermot, that have gone through there. Hey, Edwardson says, "Come on, you Spurs, THFC till I die." Hey, Dermot and Philip and Mia as well. Yeah. And
no, he didn't mention my name, but we'll skim over that one.
I'll tell you, that's a good little player. Brighton have that Matoma guy. Very impressed with him. He's got pace to burn, so he has.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Really good.
Good win for us yesterday. Shane Wrexham couldn't hold on. It was great seeing Ryan Reynolds' reaction and passion was golden. Yeah, he was really getting into it there. It was brilliant. It really was.
I really do like Ryan Reynolds. Do you know what? I know somebody who supports Wrexham, and they said he's like normal. He goes down the pub and buys everyone pints sometimes when he's in Wrexham. He's such a really like down to earth guy. Yeah, really lovely down to earth guy.
Yeah, you're back in now.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I can hear.
No, I was just saying there. Would you not? I know you said you didn't want Harry Maguire, but say the Spurs did. Say Spurs signed Harry Maguire on a loan till the end of the season. Surely he's better, potentially better than what we've got there.
Yeah, I think he's better than what we've got, but he ain't better than Romero though.
No, I'm talking about Dyer. I'm talking about Dyer. You know,
like maybe towards the end of the season, him and Romero can work things out and maybe stop doing what Eric Dyer did, giving a head and the ball to Salah and kicking the ball out for a corner for Brentford. Like I don't think they could do something like that, but like goalkeepers make mistakes, and I know Gazzaniga didn't. Like I want Gazzaniga back because he was.
Oh, I want Gazzaniga back too.
What reason for it? There's a reason behind that, Mia, though, I think, isn't there? Might not be footballing.
Yes. No, nothing to do with the footballs, that's for sure.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, Gazzaniga was brilliant against Liverpool when he made 14 saves. Liverpool won the title, but he made 14 saves, even though we lost 2-1. But he still made 14 saves, and that was when Lloris was injured after the Brighton game, and he stood in and stopped doing these penalties from going in. That stopped us losing because they would have took 4 points off us. So Gazzaniga saved the penalty. So I think I'd love him back because he can do a great job, and I know some people don't, but I do. I like the guy. Some people met him. Super Ollie T, who's a massive Spurs fan, has met him. So anyone you want Gazzaniga, let us know. And
yes,
he's at Fulham now, isn't he? He's playing at Fulham now.
No, didn't he go abroad? He was going abroad.
He came back to Fulham.
He did go to Fulham, but then he went abroad.
He's in Spain, I think.
Okay.
He's in Spain.
Hashtag get Gazzaniga back. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Now, in all fairness, now back in the real world, Fraser Foster didn't do too badly in the games he's come in. He hasn't let us down at all.
Yeah, 2 clean sheets in the FA Cup. Lloris not playing, and Premier League. I don't know if we'd give him a start in the Prem because if penalty was conceded, he won't know how to save penalties. Lloris doesn't, but Gazzaniga does. We need a goalkeeper that knows how to save pens. Gazzaniga or Dean Henderson, but I'd go Gazza.
Chance we had him, we didn't let him go though, so there's no chance of him coming back. I wouldn't think.
Yeah,
even if we can't have him in goal, can we not just have him to look at? Can we not just have him to look at as a mascot?
I don't think Levy buys eye candy anymore. I think he's bad enough. It's hard enough to get to buy players. Never mind something to look at, you know. But we'll see what happens.
It, Levy. I might get a little GoFundMe going so we can fund it to come back. Gazzaniga's coming back.
Yeah, I think you've got the goalkeeper.
The tone of this conversation is going downhill rapidly here.
Yeah.
So it is.
Well, I didn't mention Gazzaniga. It was KPV's fault.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But as regards, what do you call it? Our overall form. Okay, we've gone 2 matches now without conceding, which has got to be positive, you know. And if we can do the same against Manchester City, that's got to give us grounds for optimism for the rest of the season. Because let's face it, we have to be playing better than we were before Christmas. You know?
Yeah, we have to do better than we were before Christmas. Like conceding goals, and that away form is not bad. I know the away game we lost was at City, 2-0 up, and then second half we just played badly. But at home to City, we can keep a clean sheet because we've done that for the past few seasons. At home, no goals conceded. Like, yeah, if we can keep doing that, then who knows what can happen? Like, teams below us are doing bad, and yeah, so who knows what can happen for the next towards the end of the season? Like, yeah, Man City they're not doing that great, so watch out, Pep. We're coming for you, pal. We're coming.
Yeah.
Roll
Yeah.
on the weekend, Man
Did you
City.
hear? Did you hear? Apparently, Conte called a meeting about us conceding goals. There's a big team meeting, so maybe after that's because that was before the Fulham game. So maybe they've bucked up their ideas because they've got a bit of a telling off as well. So I'm hoping that made a difference.
Yeah, well, I think you saw Harry Kane's reaction when one of the goals against City, when he just shook his head. You know,
Yeah.
say, what the hell has gone on back there? So I'd say some of the players, the senior players, probably had a word with Conte and said, listen, we're going to have a team meeting here to sort things out. And it seems to have worked. I mean, we're pretty comfortable against Fulham. And, yesterday we weren't really tested too much. So the proof of the pudding is going to be next Saturday or Sunday against City. Because we've been asked, we really have got to pay them back. We should have been. Do you remember the game 2 weeks ago there? We were 3-2 down and Perisic had a shot that was going in and was deflected over the bar by some young lad, the defender. Then they got in and made it 3-3. Who knows what would have happened in that match? You know?
Exactly, yeah. And that was just before they
fine
scored.
Fine margins.
Yeah.
That was actually just before they scored, so it would have been 3-2.
Oh, was it? Yeah. That's it.
So it would have been interesting.
That's crucial.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, so
definitely.
We get City out of the way. So, right, I think that's KPB. Listen, it's great to talk to you. You're always a tonic and a breath of fresh air when you come on with your views, you know.
And if you ever want to talk about Gazzaniga anytime, KPV, you know where to find me, yeah?
She'll give you my private number there.
Yeah, no worries.
And listen, we'll talk to you soon, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you, KPV.
No worries.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. So a few more comments there, Dermot. I think I don't think we have anybody else waiting to come on, have we? Hello? Oh, Dermot's gone. I'll put the comments up myself here. No, it's this is one I don't think is going to happen. Hasbro said, I want Martinez from Villa as a new goalkeeper. I think his Arsenal connections might be enough to rule that one out, but it's controversial as well, you know. And then Mia, this is the most obvious post of the night from Chris. Mia gone hot under the collar with the Gazzaniga talk. So you're moving around a bit. It's Romero most nights, so it's Gazzaniga tonight.
Well, no, if you would have known before, I was always a massive fan of Gazzaniga. I actually follow him on Instagram just to be able to see his beautiful face.
Ooh, there you are now.
I miss him.
There you are. And David Clark says Foster's a Premier League goalkeeper. Levy won't buy Lloris replacement until the summer. Gazzaniga is good enough for a first choice Prem keeper. There you are now. That's good. From a fan who's been around a long time and seen lots of goalkeepers, that's a good recommendation.
Yeah, bring Gazzaniga back.
Yeah, we got a petition going, you know. Really rate David Raya from Brentford as Lloris. Yeah, good goalkeeper, that guy.
He is good. I really like him. And, I think they are looking at him for the replacement, aren't they, Ray?
Yeah, he's one of the ones mentioned, all right. Then Hasper says, to be frank, I want Reguilon back from his loan just so his girlfriend can come back. Oh, Jesus.
It's not just me.
Not just you now, even the men are at it now. Jane,
can I agree with that as well? Can I agree with that as well, Hasper?
I see the picture of it as well. I totally agree with that.
See, it's okay for the men to do it, but when I do it, I get called. You know, I'll get told.
Oh no, we're only messing with you, Mia. We're only messing, you know. And then Conte made the same mistake as Hoddle when he was 3-0 up at half time. He came out the second half making note. Yeah, we lost 5-3. Manchester United in 2001. One of the worst days I've ever experienced as a Spurs fan. From ringing me Man United fans at half time to slag them at 3-0 up to having to eat humble pie 45 minutes later. That was shocking. You know, but right enough, Conte didn't make any mistakes. He should have bolstered up the midfield that night and didn't, you know. And Halspur says, Chris, in my opinion, Porro is a player in more than one sense. There they are. One thing I heard about Porro, he's very good at going forward, but defensively he mightn't be so good. So let's hope now he doesn't make any cock-ups early in his career that gets the fans on his back, you know. And then Haspers, that sounds right. Fair enough. And this one from DJ Sanya. What about Alex Merritt from Napoli? To be honest, I don't know that guy. I don't really know if anyone knows much about him. I don't really follow Italian football too much. So if anyone's got any ideas about that fella, let's have a post about it.
Very good goalkeeper. Yeah, very good goalkeeper. I haven't seen much of him, but what I have seen of him with clips and that from Italian football, he's very good.
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Bazzuno for us.
Well, I haven't got that far. Yeah, I mean, I brought him up on other programs. Gavin Bazuma at Southampton. I think the only way we're going to get Bazuma is if Southampton get relegated.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he's going to be going. He's only signed for them there in the summer. Young lad, 21, 22 years of age, great career ahead of him. So, you know, maybe he'd be good.
Look, I'm going to ask you two a question. I'll start with Mia, then you, Philip. Mia, if you had the choice between Bazzuno, Nick Pope, Dean Henderson, or Pickford, who would you pick out of them four?
Bazuma, probably.
Philip?
Realistically, probably Dean Henderson. He'd be probably the one to be most available, being surplus to requirements at United. Bazuma, I'd love to, but I don't think so. Pickford, nah, I don't know. And who's the other one you mentioned?
Nick Pope of Newcastle.
No, he's not going to leave Newcastle. No chance of him leaving Newcastle. So Bazuma or Henderson maybe, but more likely Henderson because Bazuma won't be available.
Fair enough.
You never know. Never know.
I might just stay in. There's nobody in the back.
Yeah, stay in. I
stay in for the crack.
David Clark has fares. Right, okay.
Yeah. This one I do like from Hasbar. This is a question now for you, Mia. Do you fancy Hugo?
No, Hugo's not for me. Although he's not a bad-looking guy, he's all right, but he's definitely no Gazzaniga. Gazzaniga's something special. He's like literally been the best-looking man in the Prem for a very long time. He was very, very nice. He had those beautiful eyes as well, that greeny blue colour, and he's got the lovely tan and yeah.
Get the violin out for a very cold shower after this show, I think.
We should be playing the music from Love Island in the background on this, you know.
Actually, I just thought of that.
The best thing is the training photos. Those training leggings, they suited him well. Let's just say.
Yes, right, okay.
Listen,
she's not talking about the loose ones either. I can say that for sure.
Men are 10 times worse than women are.
Yeah, but we don't. We keep it to ourselves most of the time.
No,
because if we let it out loud, we'll get into a lot of trouble.
Listen, I know about men's group chats. Don't you worry. I know all about what men talk about and what they post in their group chats. Don't you worry.
Oh Lord.
Oh dear. Anyway, back at the ranch. Let me see. Chris is saying Melier from Leeds.
No, I don't think do you know what? I don't rate him. I think he's good, and I think he will be the next one for France. But I still think he's a little bit like indecisive. He doesn't make always the best decisions, in my opinion.
Yeah. I saw him against Villa recently. Now he was very poor, rushing out of the area to get balls, no chance of meeting and stuff like that. You know, I think he's a bit lightweight as well. I don't think he's got the build for a goalkeeper.
Why?
Yeah, Gazzaniga again. Martinez. David Clark says no. I don't think so. And here we are. Hasberg, David, yes, I want him. Or Martinez, right? Okay. And this is one back for you, me again. The tight-fitting ones, no doubt.
Well, I'm not going to say nothing.
Oh, Lord.
And Gazzaniga was great in the League Cup semi-final versus Chelsea, if I recall, but he wasn't given a chance after that. Hugo was injured or something, came back for the Brighton match. Yeah, Hugo broke his elbow in 2019, October it was, and he was out for a few months. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So, and Chris, good man, Chris.
Right, I've actually got the FA Cup balls, which number they are.
Yeah, number 1
for tomorrow's draw. So I'm just going to bring that up for us now. Look, I was never a big fan of of Gazzaniga, the goalkeeper. Never was. I thought he was absolutely useless.
Well, that's a target on your back.
Dermot, the hit squad is out on you now for that comment, I think.
Oh, well, bring back Pat Jennings, in my opinion. So there you go.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's as like nimble as what Gazzaniga would be, but you know.
Philip, was he?
No, I don't think
Pat
he would be
Jennings.
now.
No,
No,
I wouldn't be looking at him the same way as me is looking at him now somehow. But Pat Jennings, yeah. Well, I think Mia, you probably would have liked the sort of shorts they wore in the 70s anyway, you know?
Oh, yeah, the really short shorts, didn't they?
Oh, this show's going in a completely different This is going in a completely different way.
I didn't mention the shorts. Philip mentions the shorts. I said they're short shorts, weren't they?
The dog collar becoming out next.
Look, you keep mentioning that. I didn't mention it.
Oh dear. This is turning into like an episode of the Graham Norton show, I think.
Tune into this show from Tottenham Talk, and we're just giving something completely different.
Yes.
We've got DJ Samuel, bring back Paul Robinson. Yeah,
good goalkeeper Paul Robinson was.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about neighbours there for a minute, but then I realised we did have a goalkeeper called Paul Robinson.
Joe, he's probably one of the better ones that I saw in my lifetime, because don't forget, I never really saw some of the old ones, but Paul Robinson was a good keeper.
Yeah. The question I want to ask you seriously, this was the question I meant to ask before we went sidetracked. Ray Clemence went a bit funny at the end of his career at Tottenham. Yeah. Eric Thorstvedt did the same. Do you think his age with certain these goalkeepers like Hugo is getting to a certain age that the reflexes are the first to go?
Yeah, but
I don't know who wants to go first for that.
Who's first?
I don't know who wants to go first. Anyone can go first, but it was just.
Well, I'll tell you, just a starter there. I think goalkeepers aren't subject to the same physical exertions as outfield players. That's why they last longer. You know, they can longer careers. But like everything else, when you get to 36 or 37, you're not just as quick as you were when you were 26 or 27. So yeah, I'd say it is an age thing that gets there. And plus, you know, goalkeepers have to their concentration levels can never slip. They've got to be watching every single thing going. That can get to them in the end as well. So yeah, but it's quite strange. And if you pick another few goalkeepers from other clubs, Bruce Grobbelaar, the man from Everton, what do you call him, Neville Southall, they all went well into their late 30s playing and probably had the same issues, you know. And I see there's a goalkeeper in the Italian league now. I think it's 41. You know, so he's obviously got maybe he hasn't played many matches. He came on late in his career. But Hugo, I think, is showing the signs now where he's 35, 36. It's probably time to replace him, you know.
Dino Zoff was another one that lifted the World Cup in his 40s.
That's right.
Pete Shilton played well into his 40s, I think, as well.
He did. Yeah, he did. And there's the numbers.
I think they're probably more of an exception than the rule, though, Dermot. I think it's more likely that once they get to that age that they do start to decline because of their reflexes and their judgment as well, because they have to think so quickly sometimes to be able to do it, and you know, to be able to get your brain engaged with your body when you're getting a bit older and you're not as quick and nimble. It's understandable, really.
There's Bobby Mims as well, and the goalkeeper. Bobby Mims, bless him.
Teflon hands, polo arm.
Yeah.
I thought things stuck to Teflon. As far as I remember, Bobby Mims, and not much stuck with him.
That's so true. Tony Parks. There's a goalkeeper that won us a trophy back in '84.
Yeah, Jim Leighton played for United. He played up in Scotland, then, I think, for a long time.
He did, and Gomez as well.
Aurelio. Yeah, had his moments.
He did. Thorstvedt had remember Thorstvedt's debut? He let in that howler. It went straight through his hands.
His hands, yeah. But you remember the howler Ray Clemence made against Barcelona in the Cup Winners' Cup?
Yeah.
Same thing, you know?
Yeah. This is going right back. Bill Brown.
Bill Brown. Recently, Bill Brown died there a couple of years ago. Yeah. And so few of that double team left now. But yeah, Bill Brown was
only two left.
Yeah, there's only Les Allen and Terry Medwin, I think. I think they're the only ones that are left. There might be another one, though. No, Cliff Jones. Sorry, Cliff Jones. But Cliff Jones is suffering from Alzheimer's. Yeah, he can remember the Spurs games like they were yesterday, but ask him what he had for breakfast this morning and he can't. It's sad, you know, the way he gets them.
It is.
And a lot of them say it's down to heading those heavy balls back in the 60s. It's caused a lot of that.
I've just got some breaking news, apparently from Fabrizio Romano. He said he understands Seville are in in talks to sign Brian Hill from Tottenham on straight loan until the end of the season. No buy options.
Right. Okay. That looks like it was always going to happen when when we bought in another forward. So
Tottenham Tears have also just tweeted out as well from Fabrizio Romero as well, Mia. So it's on. They're the only two people I trust, Mia and Philip, when it comes to news.
But that's a good move for Hill, though. If he's not going to get game time at Tottenham, let him come back to us in the summer and do what Harry Kane did. Went out on several loans and came back and eventually hit the jackpot. So hopefully that's what he does.
We've got a few good goalkeepers here. We've got what have we got here? Paul Jesus or Sage. That's another. I don't remember him. Do you remember the goalkeeper Schumacher, the German goalkeeper?
Yeah. That's the guy that cleaned out the guy in the World Cup.
You ever seen that clip, Mia? That German goalkeeper, he cleaned out the French player, completely knocked teeth out of his head and everything.
Yeah, nearly killed him.
He did nearly kill him, actually. Mystery says Eric Torsvedt was like Pat Jennings and Gordon Banks when playing for Norway, but was often the 12th man for the opposition when going for top.
He wasn't that bad. No, he wasn't that bad. He's gone on to be do very well for on the Norwegian sports broadcasting. He's kind of a pundit come commentator for Norwegian television.
So unfortunately for me, I got to see Walker in goal a lot, like when obviously growing up, and he wasn't very good. And I remember like other teams like Man United had like Peter Schmeichel, and we had Walker. I was like absolute disaster, like comparison, like when we used to play these good teams and they had like such good goalkeepers, and we had Walker.
Yeah, that's true. Walker wasn't growing. Walker was in a team that was struggling though a lot of the time.
Yeah. We were struggling big time. They were bad, dark times.
I remember somebody in the chat said they chucked the TV out of the window because Ian Walker let in a dodgy goal. He actually threw the TV out the window. I forget.
What about the person on the street below?
I know. This is the draw here, guys, for the FA Cup. I'll just go through this quickly.
Number 1, Tottenham Hotspur. Number 8, Stoke City with Stevenage. That'd be all right.
Yeah, Gil doesn't want to come back. Really, he watch from my brother's down Spain.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dermot, sorry Dermot. Do you want to read that out? Sorry, Philippa.
Dermot, sorry, that should say. I remember only at 35, Robinson being a safe keeper, not Sage. Safe keeper. Yeah. Remember the goal he scored against Watford, direct from his own penalty area. One bounce back into the net.
Walker flicking his hair back in slow motion.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
That's what you remember him for. And that and the inside-out kits that we had that you could have either yellow or one side, I think green, the other side. Was it green? What colour? Purple? I can't remember. Yeah. My brother had one, though. I remember.
It was the style back then. But anyway, this is the draw, guys. So do you want to go through it, Philip? And then we'll get Mia's thoughts then.
Well, this is the teams in the draw. That's 16. Yeah. Number 1, Tottenham Hotspur. There's got to be an omen there that were number 1, definitely. Number 2, Southampton. 3, Wrexham or Sheffield United. 4, Ipswich or Burnley. 5, Man United. 6, Luton or Grimsby. 7, Derby or West Ham. 8, Stoke or Stevenage. Blackburn Rovers or Birmingham City. Leicester City. Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood Town. Manchester City. Bristol City. Brighton and Hove Albion. Fulham or Sunderland and Leeds. There's 5 teams from lower divisions guaranteed in that draw. There's Wrexham or Sheffield United, Ipswich or Burnley, that's 2. Luton or Grimsby, that's 3. Stoke City or Stevenage is 4. Blackburn,
Stoke City beat Stevenage 3-1.
Okay, well that's 5. Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood 6. Bristol City 7. There's actually 7 teams from lower divisions in that draw. So we've got great. Knowing our luck, though, we'll get Man United away or something like that. But no Chelsea, no Arsenal, no Liverpool.
No, Mia? Who would you fancy in that draw?
I was saying that I probably would want maybe like a Leicester, because that's another Prem team we've knocked out. That's one less that we're going to be able to have to face in the next round. So I would want to knock out one of them, really.
Yeah.
Because if we
I
come against,
guarantee it. Go on, Murray.
Sorry, I was to say, if we come against one of those other ones that are lower division, it could be a banana skin one for us, and that's why I think because we'll probably play a stronger team more likely against a Prem team as well.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing: Man United will either get Luton or Grimsby at home or Man City away. There'll be no half measure. United got some really jammy draws in cup competitions recently. They always seem to get drawn at home to lesser teams. So I would love Man City to get drawn against Man United tomorrow.
Yeah, can I just say to David Clark, I totally agree with you on that one.
I don't know that, Joe, so I can't comment.
I do. I totally agree with him. Really, I do. We've got Ellie saying, watch you because I love you more than Love Island. Well, there you go. We're more popular than Love Island, guys.
I know. That's it.
There you go. Paul G, where in Luton, whereabouts do you live near Luton? Because I was brought up in St Albans, which isn't far from Luton. So let me know where you are. I hope Tottenham do get Luton. That would be my preferred draw, actually. Tottenham Luton.
David Clark doesn't want Leicester anyway.
No. Don't say Leicester.
Might cause a row in the household.
He's either way. He says maybe the FA Cup could give us a bye like they did in the League Cup 2 years ago.
2 chances of that. They're more like kick us out, like they've done several years ago. They did. Remember, we were kicked out of the FA Cup there some years ago for, I don't know, financial irregularities or something, and then we got reinstated. Remember? Was that
with we reached the semi-final that year, didn't we?
Jerry
Francis was in charge. It was
I don't know the ins and outs where we got that. I know we were told we could not. I think it was actually we were told at the start of the season we couldn't compete in it.
Yeah,
and then we got it appealed and got into it. You know?
That was the year we beat Liverpool 2-1 away at Anfield in the quarter
1995. That was
and then we lost to Everton 4-1 at Hillsborough, I think, or somewhere like that.
Yeah, we weren't great in semi-finals. We lose a lot of semi-finals. We do not good enough.
Right, I'm going to let you two answer this because I don't know how to answer this. Go on, Mia, you can read it out and let you, Philip, discuss this because I don't know how to answer this one.
Dermot on Love Island would be a brilliant watch. I'm not really entirely sure about that one.
Be kind to me, Mia.
I'm going to pass on that because I've never watched Love Island. I have no intention of doing so. I can't even comment on it.
He would, Joe, what, right? I'm not being rude, but all the girls would be like, is he still talking about Tottenham? Like, they'd be like, really? He's talking about Tottenham from how long ago? They would be bored out of their brain.
That's it. We're getting rid of her.
Yeah, I know. You'd be the first one to swim ashore, Dermot.
I would be.
You'd be like, what? They'd be like, what's going on?
You're telling me, Mia, I wouldn't have a chance at Love Island. I think I would.
Yeah, I know. I'll back you, Dermot.
I'm not going to make any further comments because I'm going to be exited again because of the dictatorship around here.
You can read that one out, Mia.
I think coming out of the water in his Jones. Oh, bad thoughts. Can we go back to Gazaniga, please? I have to bleach my brain.
Oh dear. I think on that unsavory note, I think we're getting close to the end of the show here tonight. I think we better
I think big up to Paddy Harnett. Enjoyed the stream I shared with you yesterday on the Irish Hotspur. Big up, sir. He was saying we got deducted 12 points the same season we lost to Everton in the semi. Yeah.
I think we got those points back though. I think we appealed it or something like that. Yeah. We bribed them or did something.
Ellie says Dermot will kill you if you won't chase them. Oh Lord God! And can we talk about football, please?
Is there a rolling pin in your house? Is there a rolling pin in your house?
An AK-47.
Yeah, I'd hide it if I was you.
Oh Lord, I don't know. Listen, guys. Just another bit of breaking news. Zanola, who we have been after, has rejected to go to Bournemouth. Now, an agreement was reached. Huh?
Sensible man.
Yeah, an agreement was reached with Bournemouth, but he's rejected it.
Yeah.
To
No, he's
be
dead
fair,
right. He's dead right.
do you think he could still come to Tottenham?
Well, if you'd asked me that 3 days ago, I'd say yes, but maybe not now. Now that we have signed it, I mean, we have signed our attacking midfielder. But like he's right. Like, I mean, going to a team where the ground holds 10,000 people, coming from the Italian Serie A or whatever they call it, Serie A. No, it's never going to happen. I mean, I don't think they could even pay the money they'd be looking for. Obviously he agreed some sort of salary deal, but obviously way above what the rest of Brentford players are getting, which could have caused disruption there when he went there. Oh, I'm on 80 grand a week. Oh, I'm only on 20. That sort of stuff doesn't help a dressing room. So, like Carl Simpson saying that he's desperate for Spurs or Milan. I mean, if we got him, fair dues, great. But the guy has got injury problems. He's done his cruciates in both legs, so he has got injury issues. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I think a centre back is our priority now. Really is.
And over the Hill thing, what Mia? Question about Hill. Would you like to see him come back and succeed at Tottenham, or do you think we need to sell him back to Spain, if that's where his heart's like?
I think it's really difficult because I think he has got potential, but I just don't think that at the moment he's suited to the Prem. I think that he needs to have a bit more experience and beef up a little bit maybe, and he's young still. But I think if we loan him, it's going to be a loan to sell, so he's going to end up going anyway, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Look, for me, he's always skill messy, and I hope he stays at Spurs because I want him to be a success at Spurs. I really do. Look, that's the end of this. Philip, I'll let you take the show out. You started it, Philip, so I'll let you end it.
Yeah, that was an interesting chat tonight. Now, one thing and another. I'd like to thank the guests for coming on, LAEST and KBP, and for their insights. And Mia, do you want to just plug your channel there before we sign off?
Oh yeah, you can catch me for no talking like rubbish talking. I talk very sensibly on my channel. Yeah, no, actually, I could just do a show about Gazaniga, but I don't think it'll get many views. To be fair,
there'll be a next-rated video out next week on our thoughts on Romero and Gazaniga.
I could get all their pictures from Insta, all their nice pictures. A lovely one of Gazaniga on the beach.
Oh, sorry, we asked now.
Yeah, if you go to Spurs Between the Lines, if you give me a subscribe and watch my videos and give them a like, I would really appreciate all the support. Everybody so far has been so good and supportive. And I'm trying to change things up a little bit. And actually, there's a bit of a face reveal because I do show my face in my latest video. So if you want to see what I actually look like, although it is filtered because I'm still not quite confident enough to show my actual face, it's filtered. But yeah, you can see what I look like. So for anybody who actually wants to see what I look like, you can go to my latest video. Make sure you watch it the whole way through, though. Don't just watch a little bit of it.
Very good. Will do. I was going to say something there, but I won't because if I say it, I'll get cut off. Definitely. No, won't say.
You're going to be mean about my face, Philip.
No. It was about the content of the Gazaniga content of this video, but I'll say nothing. I'll tell you privately sometime. Anyway, carry on. Anyway, listen, that's it for tonight, lads. We're back tomorrow with a special. What Dermot, you can explain this because you've done a lot of work on this one.
Yeah, I've just got to say, fabulous guests, fabulous Godfather, Princess Mia show, well done. But Dermot on Love Island, no, thanks, Eddie. You're the one that mentioned it, and now you've just dashed my hopes. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm devastated. Yeah, tomorrow we've got a show called I Miss My Tottenham, and it's something I wrote down after Chris Colan. Now, this is before we got Pero in, before we got all a sort of upturn in our directory, but it's still at the spark of the same thing. Where's our Tottenham gone? This is not the same Tottenham we knew as young kids growing up. Philip knew as a young lad growing up through his years supporting Tottenham. Mia, when she was a little young teenager, supporting Tottenham. Me as a young child into a teenager, into a young adult, supporting Tottenham. Same with Ellie. Of course, Ellie started the women's side of the game as well, and should be recognised more for doing that. But it's our Tottenham have changed. Where is our Tottenham? And that's what it is. So me, Philip, Ellie and me are going to come on tomorrow night at 7. And we're going to talk about our times, our memories of Spurs through the years, and try to come up between the four of us. Why has our club changed from what it was to what it is now?
Can I just say that when I grew up, we were rubbish. When I didn't have any good times in my childhood, all I had was us being absolutely appalling.
Yeah, but the point, Ellie, it was a family club. Tottenham was always a family club, and they're not a family club anymore. And between the four of us, with all our years of experience, we can find out why, or put the finger on why. Yeah. And we're going to look at the fails, ownerships, not just Levy and Enoch, Sugar, Scholar, and with Phillips' brilliant history and memories, go back to the original owners of Tottenham Hotspur, and also look at why, what changed between them passing the torch to Scholar. What changed from Scholar onwards? And look, there's going to be no PDFs. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be straight talking from the four of us. And that's what it's about. It's a straight talking show. Because then on Tuesday, of course, we've got deadline day where Philip will make an appearance. Mira's going to make an appearance. And Ellie, David and Jack are going to pop on. And we'll be right on through to 11 o'clock. Right to the last bit. And if Spurs are still in for a player after 11, we will stay on YouTube till that player is signed. So that's what we're doing on transfer deadline day. And then, of course, the usual shows building up to the Man City game next week, which hopefully me and Philip will be doing a watch along too.
Yeah.
Hang on, Philip. Hang on. Sorry, I haven't got my pillow. I just got my bag instead, so I'll just hide behind that.
Yeah, I'm going to towel over my head.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
anyway, lads, that was it. Thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow at 7, and then on Tuesday from 6 p.m. until the transfer window finishes, hopefully with more Tottenham incomings and maybe a few outgoings. And we will see you on 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. And until then, as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
And everyone subscribe to Mia's channel.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I forgot to do something. This is for Ellie. Sorry. There you go. Also, I've just received a message from somebody, a friend of mine, who's a good Spurs fan, and he was telling me about his time as a youngster supporting Tottenham. And he sent me this video of him. Don't start laughing, you. He sent me this video. He was 7 years old when he recorded this. This is back in the 70s when he supporting Tottenham. And I think Glenn Hoddle just scored a breathtaking goal. And he sent me this, so I want to share this with you. This is his video when he was 7 years old. And for his mother saying, "What the hell did you just do?"
Oh, lovely. I say the wife was delighted with them replaced the glass there.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Anyway, we are going to end now. Sorry about that. Please subscribe to Mia's channel. Please, we're back tomorrow. Please hit that like button and subscription button, and please pick up your memberships, because I think after the Man City games we're going to start our competition, and future fan zones will be members only. So please start that up, and please grab your membership. And
the fixtures will be going up tomorrow for that, by the way. Picking the fixtures tomorrow for that.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. God bless you. Speak to you soon. Come on, you Spurs.